Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 32 of the Disco Elysium playthrough. And what might be, what people are suggesting, is going to be the finale, the final ever episode, the 32nd and final episode of my Disco Elysium playthrough. We've done it. We haven't done it. I'm about to do it. But we've got to the end. I wasn't sure how much longer I had. I kind of felt like maybe there was going to be a few more episodes. But thanks to some very lovely comments and some helpful comments on my last episode, episode 31 on YouTube, we can see that a few people are saying it should be the end. Barbarian Dude, next episode will be the last one. Sorry Sod said a few nice things and said looking forward to the grand finale. So yeah, it looks like this very much could be it. And that is quite a weird feeling, because I've been playing this for months on end now. A lot has happened this year, and this has been a little bit of a constant. Every week, I think I missed 1 week, but every week, apart from that 1 week, I was putting out 1 episode, sometimes 2, and then last week 3, because I've been absolutely loving it. And I've had a few people in my Twitch stream saying, Ad, how long are you going to make us wait for this next episode? When's the next episode? So I was going to put it out on Friday, but I thought I'd rush it along and put it out on Thursday. Is this going to go out Thursday? Or am I going to get it out on Wednesday? I don't know. I'm recording on Wednesday, but I might not have time to upload and stuff. But everybody, thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. It's a lot of hours. Thanks to all the people who've found this series randomly when they've had random episodes up promoted to them on their YouTube homepage. I had somebody the other day who randomly found episode 28 or something like that, or 18, and just like, right, I'm going to go back and watch the rest. So I appreciate everybody who's watched, and I think we'll just get straight back into it. Yeah, there were a couple of comments about things that I've missed or I won't get to see now, but that's the beauty of this kind of game, I guess. We can maybe have a look at some of those at the end. But for now, let's enter what may well be the very last episode. Okay, so I spent the night in here. Let's have a little refresher, as always, with our tasks and what we've got left to do. Sing karaoke, something that I'm kind of gutted I haven't done. Maybe there'll be a chance, but I couldn't find the sad song. Am I la puta madre's peony? Call the station to find out more. Right, I might be able to do that. Determine where the shot came from. Checking locations. So I think we just need to walk a bit more around here, right? See what else we can discover.
Books and magazines lie scattered on the floor and on a makeshift cupboard. They are not particularly well organized.
Sift through.
Most are soft covers, serialized fantastique and detective stories from the 20s and 30s. This disparate digest includes the classic Animal Adventures, popular depictions of man versus nature by amateur naturalists T&T Harpin, husband and wife, widely read by people from all walks of life. Who doesn't like nature? Who doesn't want to survive? Among what is mostly commercial fiction and serialized stories, you find a magazine cathodique for electrical engineering. Then it's back to pulp, light erotica, an international thriller about circuit benders.
Someone's made themselves a home.
Does anyone stand out? Does anything stand out as unusual? Oh dear. Right, let's see if I can change my clothes for conceptualization. I had a comment on one of the videos like this week, and it was like, do you know that if you change your outfits, you can change your stats? I was like, yeah, I do know that now, but then I realised that they were commenting on a very old video. Conceptualization. Have we got anything that can affect this? The satin shirt. Get that on. Anything else? got loads of clothes now. I wonder what clothes I've missed. There's probably all sorts. Okay, well, I doubt that's going to be enough to be able to get this done.
Soft covers, serialized.
Give it a go.
Oh yes, under the bed, there is a rather extensive collection of
I deserve it.
critical theory. That is, dour, life non-affirming left-wing literature, published by small imprints such as Abattoir Firm and Elysium. It's not exactly light reading.
I was just checking if my ducking was on my microphone or not. So sorry. Oh yes, under the bed there's a rather extensive collection of critical theory that is dour, life non-affirming left-wing literature published by small imprints such as Abattoir Firm, Elysium. Not exactly light reading. Look him, powerful communist theory. Look him, deranged commie ranting. Look him, downbeat dribble for people who can't get shit done. Look him, a book, left-wing. I have no comments. Do you? Well, we like to push the capitalist stuff, don't we? Let's call it deranged commie ranting.
Ooh, yeah. I agree. Humanitarian sciences. It stands out. Not a lot of critical theory around in Ravachol West.
Your incendiary remark has failed to provoke him.
Shame. Critical theory books, what do you think this means?
Whoever has lived here, they have some education and a certain set of interests.
Interesting.
Interesting. That it then? Did I... That's all... That's one thing. Got some clothes. Ooh. A scarf. Some more clothes. That's a cool t-shirt. Found. We already clicked on this, didn't we? We've turned it on now.
This old cylindrical gem.
Okay, no, we've already done that. Okay, let's come down here. Trying to remember what we did. Is that an exit? Magnesium. Money. Magnesium. We're all topped up on our health stuff. Should we go out this way? Through here?
You see a small metal door nested inside a larger one. A heavy steel blast door. There is a conventional keyhole above the handle. It's very small.
What's on the other side?
Another part of the island, probably. The lock looks like it could still be usable.
How do we open it?
Maybe this is one of the doors we don't open?
He looks at the door, then at its big brother, then at the lock.
He's right. It would be better to open its big brother. A powerful engine hangs under the ceiling. It must control the blast door.
You're right, we open the big one. Do you see the controls anyway? I find us not opening it highly unlikely. Surely you're right, we won't have to open it. Do you see the controls?
I think there's a console just southeast. Let's look around. Getting the blast door open seems like the best plan.
Just southeast. Okay, and then I think we did everything we could over here, so let's go. Let's just go. Oh, I need to go up here anyway. Now I want to check if we did. What can I do here? What? Okay. Every so often the perspective throws me in this game. But mostly it's amazing.
Flicks off the monoblock aluminium cabinet. There are rows of switches on the front panel, a frequency band, and even a keyboard.
What's this?
The console of an anti-computation device. The generator upstairs, with wires coming out, they terminate here.
Would this be... Could this open the blast door?
I think, yes. Let's see.
Oh.
That one. The emergency open.
Turn emergency open.
The blast door opens with a series of clicks. A shaft of light appears, then widens as the light shines in.
Interesting. I thought when Kim was like, we'll have to look in the southeast. Did he say southeast? I thought he meant outside, like on the coast or something. Didn't think he meant in here. But here we fucking go. What is happening? What's going to be through here?
Anxiety makes your skin crawl.
After you.
That was easy. Let's go. Not going to say I'm scared. Let's just go. Walk slow. It might be dangerous. Okay. Right, so this is where we went in, isn't it? Okay, so this is a whole new area. Looks like it's going to lead us to the left, but let's look to the right. No, there's nothing here. Okay. What's this? Small white flowers blossom all around you. It's a rubber dinghy. It's deflated and broken. Is that the rubber dinghy that the little kids used? Here's the person that used to tell them off. Oh. I mean, no, let's stand next to them to talk. The music. I love the score in this. Score?
An old man
Soundtrack?
wearing tracksuit trousers leans on the frame stock of his rifle. He gathers a big ball of spit in his mouth, then spits it out into the extinguished fire before him. He raises his black eyes, hooded by creased eyelids, to meet yours.
Are you the fire guy? Did you close the blast door? Nice gun you got there. Sir, I need to talk. I reckon I'll get to ask these. Let's ask you the fire guy.
The what now? I can't hear you.
Did you recently tell 2 kids to put out their fire? 2 twins.
I may have. All sorts of little rats have come sniffing around, trying to give up the position. Fire guy. Regressive bourgeoisie henchman. Can't even talk like a grown-up.
Did you close the blast door?
I did. And you opened it. How?
I fueled the generator and I used the console.
I should have burned that console down.
How did you know I was coming?
Reactionary rock and roll music. Playing on the water.
Told you we shouldn't play sad FM.
It wasn't rock and roll, it was sad FM.
Sad FM, huh? I always hated that station. Phlegmatic, counter-revolutionary dirges. Sadness is a mental illness. A weapon of the bourgeoisie. The fascists were right about rock and roll. It is degenerate. Hip gyrating, mental illness music.
Nice gun you got there.
It's not nice. It's a piece of shit. But it gets the job done.
What make of rifle is it exactly?
It's a 3-Angong 446.
Southeast Samaran made, exotic, must be defunct too. No modern rifle manufacturer of that name springs to mind.
A Samaran rifle. How did you get hold of one?
It was sent to us by our brothers in the Sinyao commune. Military aid.
What's the Sinyao commune?
You heard me. It's good now. Like chalk, wiped from the board.
So I need you to put down that gun so we can talk further. We're with the police. I'm with the police. You can keep the gun, but keep it down. Not one move. I'm going to say that. We don't need... Look, we're talking like adults here. We don't need him to put down the gun.
No.
You kind of undermined me there, Kim. I saved your life, Kim. Don't forget that. I mean, you probably saved mine too, but... And you're probably saving mine again now, but... The lieutenant aims his pistol square at the man's head and says...
Put it down now, sir.
Or you're gonna blow my brains out before you question me. To hell with it. It's a walking stick anyway. It's out of bullets.
Like an amputated limb in the sand.
Pick up the gun. Yeah.
His gaze follows your motions. The rifle feels surprisingly light in your hand. Frame stocked and patched in places with tape and wire.
Inspect it closer.
The rifle's in a shabby state, like a crutch that's seen too much travel. Hieroglyphs are embossed into the forearm, made of walnut. On the butt, you see Vespertine writing, burned into the wood. Triangong, 4.46mm, made in Sinyao.
It's as he said. It's Triangong, made in Sinyao.
Worn. Personalized even. Looks like this weapon has seen a lot of use, hasn't it, sir?
No response from the old man. The plastic cape around his shoulders rustles in a small bout of wind.
He uses jacketed ammunition, 4.46.
Jacketed. Military-grade ammunition. Stable in flight. Good for hitting something that's very, very far away.
As he speaks, he stresses every word. He's liking this.
Stow the gun. I can't believe I was going to let him... Well, I can believe I was going to let him keep the gun. You know, we're just chatting around a fire here. An old man just with a gun that he's used to kill before and he'll probably kill again. Okay. Kim was right. Begrudgingly, Kim was right.
The old man keeps following your motion with his gaze. His right arm twitches suddenly.
And I've got a nice gun now.
This looked very much like the murder weapon. It could be used against him to get a confession. In time.
Who are you?
My name is Josef Lilianovich Dross, Political Commissar of the 114th Anti-Aircraft Division of the 4th Army of the Commune of Revachol. I am a deserter, a partisan, and a prisoner of war. This is my termless surrender.
His eyes turned to reeds again. To the reeds again, dead and dull.
The commune of Revachol? Do you mean the ICM? Your holdover from the...
From the Insular Indian Citizens Militia, the army of the revolution. I was recruited in Jamrock in '07, trained in the École de Contrôle Orient, and consigned to emergency defense duties in '08. I left my unit on the eve of the landing. When I returned here on May 14th, the commune had fallen. Still armed and ideologically trained, I wrote a criticism of myself and resumed partisan duties. 43
How long have you been on the island? Sorry.
No. I've been on other islands too.
He looks into the fire. A wisp of smoke rises from somewhere between the charred logs.
I was in a resurrection until they turned it into a spa in 18. Then I was an E-48, a nameless sound, until the sea washed over it. Then I came back here. That was 22 years ago.
Again, you've been hiding here for 43 years.
43 years and 10 months.
That's steadfast.
It's not how a human being should live. But I had to. I couldn't just forget. I couldn't just forget what I saw.
He just couldn't.
You couldn't give up.
He nods. But he can now.
What have you been doing during all this time?
Hiding, fishing, waiting.
Where the afternoon grows late, on Rue de Saint-Ghislain, people walk home. Street lights will soon be lit. Further inland, the streets are alive with workers, men, women, children, street hawks and migrant laborers. The temperature is steady. Alto cumulus clouds form above Precinct 41. 2 police officers step out of the Whirling in Rags cafeteria. Satellite officer Jean-Vic Mayer inspects a series of burnt black letters splashed across the plaza mosaic. Patrol officer Judith Minot points west. The fishing village. She glances at her watch. We meet in 15 minutes. It's a 10-minute walk. The officers go, leaving behind the writing, still smoldering. One day, it says, I will return to your side.
Always waiting.
The old man turns his eyes from the shore and back to you. For what?
For her to return.
It's always a her, isn't it?
Her who?
Girl child. Revolution.
I come from there, pointing to the mainland, and I can assure you that this is not what the people are planning. I've been there, the city's a tinderbox, it may still happen. I've seen it, shake your head. Capital is too powerful, the rich are very well organised. Women will always betray you, Girl Child Nation is too strong for that. I've seen it, shake your head.
They have you. The material base for an uprising has eroded. The working class has betrayed mankind and themselves. The historic opportunity for a revolution has passed. It will not come back anymore, however hard I try, whatever I do.
You said you deserted your unit.
I was just 16 years old, 15 when I volunteered. I had a lapse of faith. And of courage, too.
Understood.
Well done.
Sorry for
I
mocking
won't
you.
explain it to a minion of capital.
Oh. So what is this place, this island?
It's not an island, Dwat. It's a defensive fortification of the commune of Revachol. And I am its last surviving defender.
And what was it used for?
The congenitally deformed King Philip II built it to restrict access to the Bay of Revachol. We captured it in '02, retrofitted the fort with an AA gun to defend against an airborne landing. Against the whole world.
You mean the landing, retaking of Revachol?
Coalition military called it Operation Deathblow. I later found out on the radio they called it Deathblow. You're one of them. Tell me, who speaks like that? We had 50 million people on Caillou alone.
Someone who's come to end this madness.
Iblis,
Iblis?
the black-eyed angel.
How have you concealed yourself all these years?
It was hard in the tens. I didn't have partisan training. They were searching for stragglers, those bloodhounds. Floodlights on the water at night.
There were posters, campaigns.
We communards still hoped, and they needed to snuff that hope out. The East capitulated. Martinez and Cold City were turned to dust. But Jamrock, Forburg, even Coron, and Boogie Street, of course. Those fucking kips had Marsov coursing through their veins. And others too. Some cordons of Revachol was still fighting. There were cells. I tried to contact them. Soon they all went silent. The frequency's dead.
How did you get between here and the mainland?
At night, I used a dinghy. I only went after dark then. When I got to the city, I stayed underground. Patrols, you lot, the commons too. They'd started snitching.
In the city, you move underground?
From bunker to bunker. Not anymore. No one cares now. I don't even have to hide. They think I'm another antisocial vagrant. I could walk straight into that town if I wanted.
He falls silent, his gaze fixed on the shacks huddled together across the water. Why don't you just walk there? The weapons cache under St. Ghislaine 22B, point to it, in the basement. Have you been there? Say that.
So you finally found it. There must have been a small squadron's worth of arms in there. Elmer Graves, right?
They were damaged beyond use.
I know.
So you've been there?
Sleeping. Some nights. Ammo scrounging on others. Those McGraves were shit, even before they corroded. Some had bullets in the chamber, however.
Tell me another thing.
The old man looks across the water at the city, the ruins, the motorways rising above it.
You said that this is your termless surrender.
You're with the RCM, the coalition-appointed mob that enforces bourgeois morals in Revachol.
I know what it looks like, but I have secret plans to turn the RCM. No, we're with the RCM, let's leave it at that. We enforce the law, we keep animals from killing each other. These animals from killing each other.
You're the RCM. You represent the Moralist International, the enemies of humanity who took this city. I represent their adversary, le Parti Communiste dans ce land. Take me to them as a prisoner of war. I have relinquished my weapon. I can no longer serve. No superiors can relieve me of my duty. You bulldoze them all to a mass grave for trying to free humanity.
So you're a communist soldier from the communist army?
No, I am not a soldier. I am an ideological officer. I belong to the party, not the army.
But you said you were trained and assigned to the Defense Corps.
Trained in historical materialism, then assigned as a political commissar by the party. These things used to mean something.
That means you're a trained communist, right?
He nods slowly, then another tremor.
I'm a revolutionary too. Today the real revolutionizing is done by the entrepreneurs. Money?
You're part of the meat shield. The human meat shield that surrounds the fascists and the license holders. You take the fire while they rape and kill. That's what you are.
Detective, we have not come here to discuss ideology. We have come to ask questions regarding a murder investigation.
The old man spits into the fire pit. He does not say anything more. A jitter passes his lower body. There's definitely something off with his body. Something more than just metabolism.
I've got another serious question for you.
There's nothing serious in this world.
What have you been using this gun?
Farce.
What have you been using this gun for?
I've used it for killing people.
Here we go. A trail of blood. The lieutenant smells it too.
Killing people?
It's a gun. That's what they're for. You want a moralist euphemism? Defending your family and your property. I haven't done that. I've used it to kill people.
Interesting. During or after the war?
There is no after the war.
You shake.
This war is never over.
Go in straight. No euphemisms. He doesn't like those. No. Be careful now. Slow and steady does it. Make him repeat it first.
He's already said it a few
Don't mess this
times.
up. Remember, he wants to tell you. Get personal.
So you're saying you killed people after active fighting stopped. Did you use that gun to shoot and kill a colonel? I won't say that. I know you want to tell me. Have you killed anyone of that? Okay, so you're saying you kill people after.
What did I just say?
Okay,
What did I just tell you?
all right.
Don't drop the ball now.
Did you use that gun to shoot and kill a colonel of the security contractor Krenel?
The who now?
The corpse and ceramic armour hanging behind the wedding rags. Did you shoot him? The fascist death squad who took a bullet in the mouth the night forth. His name was Lely. He was part of a beautiful, strong man. Said, no, I'm not going to say that. You know who I mean.
The worm there. In the monster armor.
Say nothing.
It is him, isn't it? An ugly piece of work, that boy.
Did you kill him?
I am a son of a welder and an officer of the commune of Revachol. I do not collaborate with murderers and pederasts of the liberal regime.
The scent of blood in the air. But what else? There was something you can't remember.
I don't need your cooperation. I've got this. Show the gun. Come on, what am I forgetting? Hit the side of your head. Okay, let's back off for a moment. Tell me this. What am I forgetting?
Wait, here it comes. The goddamn Maybells. The dried Maybells on Clausia's roof.
Yes.
There were Maybells in the grass when you got here. They're revolutionary symbols from the war. Wait, don't forget the footprints. The diagonal prints in the dust in the secret space behind Clausia's bedroom.
Yes.
Now, they're gonna come up.
Thank you, Head.
You got it. Remember, the boot prints were like no modern soul. Maybe don't beat yourself anymore, though. You're not immortal. Nothing else comes up. You see the lieutenant watch you. Try to stimulate thought processes by hitting yourself. I'm sorry, this didn't do anything. Usually hurting yourself does.
It did help.
Officer, a word?
No, I'm almost there. Just let me have a few more punches. Excuse us for a moment.
I think we may have this.
Lieutenant whispers and gives the suspect a short glance. Do you think he did it?
From nothing to this in a day. This is good, Lieutenant Gefreiter. We just need a confession first, and then maybe a solid motive later.
How do you think the questioning is going?
Good. We are doing very good. He wants to confess, I can see that. We just need to pile it on a little more. The more we have on him, the closer he is.
Okay.
Remember, he wants to tell us, but he doesn't want to help us. It needs to look like we already have everything.
There is palpable excitement in his tone. He likes him for this. A lot. But there's something more, too.
Come on.
Minions of capital. What do you want?
One more time, Mr. Dross, the Colonel. We need to talk about you killing him. Dross, you're under arrest. That's it for now. Okay, so we need to talk about it.
Pretty bourgeois law. This is all you care about, right? The only thing in the world for you types.
Tear into him again. Pile it on him.
There were Maybells behind the victim's window.
Damn Maybells. The whole island is turning white with them.
He seems tender suddenly. Nostalgic even. A strange mood swing.
So many this year, too. The spring is coming. No, it's already here. Wash the filth away.
A young woman called Clausia. Ring any bells? These dried flowers were behind her window.
Clausia.
You know her, right? She had intimate relations with the victim, the mercenary.
With the victim.
He turns his sight from the withering field of flowers and falls silent. Then the muscles in his jaw twitch, a spasm.
There is a small tremble. Looks like a smile. A crooked smile. Yet isn't quite voluntary. He's about to burst. Almost. But you need one more. Just one. Or maybe two.
I wonder what brand of boots you're wearing.
Everything is brands with you individualists. Who cares what brand my shoes are? Sansa. Some shit.
He looks at his running shoes covered in mud.
Show me the soles, please, Mr. Doras.
Fucking imbecile.
The old man stretches out his leg. A black and white spiral pattern covers the sole of the worn-out running shoes on his feet.
The maker is called Sensory. You see their V-shaped logo, but can't make out the size. These are not the unusual horizontal patterned soles you saw in the dust on the floor of the hidden room. They do, however, seem to be about the same size.
The size fits, but not the sole.
72% of this red check, which is drama related, or who cares about shoes we've got without the prints. Let's do this bit, maybe simpler.
Simpler?
Oh!
This is another loose thread you will never connect.
Classic, I passed like a 28% one and then I fail a 72%. It's just how the dice roll sometimes. Goddamn footprints everywhere, I hate them.
The lieutenant raises his brow.
Oh.
What are you doing?
Oh.
We almost got him here. Not now. Stop yourself.
People change shoes, detective. It was you. You were there, weren't you? Crawling and whirling in rags. What were you doing? Some kind of reconnaissance? Preparing the scene? Listening in on her?
Trying to rack your brains. You're desperate to report something back to your masters. They must have really loved that dead fuck.
The old man stares at his own prints in the ash around the fire. Silent suddenly, some strange process within him. A gush of wind. Seagulls in the distance. More. He's gonna crack. But you need a little more.
Show him the gun. Back off. God, I don't know, maybe back off for a moment. And if I can come back to this, I'm backing off.
You're lost, Dwat. You're lost.
I'm not. Ah, fuck. Sorry. I thought I'd be able to talk about something else and then come back, not just trying to rest. That's it, stay
I
put.
ain't going anywhere.
Right, let's just see what happens. Can I talk to Kim again?
Yes?
Nothing? Okay, fine.
Minions of capital. What do you want?
Got to arrest. You're under arrest for the murder of Colonel here in Martinez.
Is what you plan to say. Before you can get past, you're under. The lieutenant interrupts you.
This hasn't gone that smoothly.
Officer, are we sure? We could maybe get more.
One more thing, Mr. Dross.
The old man looks at his rifle in your hands, a little startled for some reason. You startled him. Maybe it was the silence. He quickly gathers himself.
I've got nothing
Still,
else I can do.
What could he be afraid of?
Can he talk to you about killing him?
Petty bourgeois law.
Tear into him again.
Here we go.
Pile it on him.
Here we go. I don't need your cooperation. I've got this. Great reaction.
Not a lot of guns around that use military-grade ammunition, are there?
It's a real gun. Not like your musketeer pistols. You look like imbeciles. Why don't you ask them to give you real weapons? Going against automatic rifles with these toy guns. Of course you got those boys killed.
Damn, he saw you. He's watched it happen. So he saw you. Okay. So what? Don't let it divert you.
Stop changing the subject. We have the murder weapon.
You know what? You're right. I'm convinced this made the shot. Should we call it?
I'm calling it. We have the murder weapon.
Good.
Yes.
This feels good, doesn't it? Tearing things up like this. When you have the murder weapon, you have the killer.
Murder.
The old man does not say more. He just glances into the reeds and then twitches once more.
You know who he was. A coalition-trained murderer. Armored and armed. He wasn't human. The blunt end of a hammer. Dripping with blood.
He was a rapist. I'm not saying he didn't deserve it.
Beating us to the ground. Moaning with joy. You hounds get so thorough when a company-trained killer dies. I haven't seen you on this coast for 40 years. You know, maybe I should have killed one sooner. Got your attention. Now you stop beating druggies and prostitutes in your basement. Now you come to investigate. Not when they die by the hundreds.
This is it. Shot him. Shot him. Say shot him, not killed him.
So you shot him.
Oh, the inhumanity. One paramilitary less in Revachol.
You can almost see him squeeze a tear out of his eye. His fists begin to tremble from the anger.
The lieutenant raises his right arm to hush you. Hush. He does not need to be pushed anymore. The ball is rolling, while the lieutenant listens, holding his breath.
Hold your breath.
I had them in my sights. Both of them. Him and the whore. I was breathing with them. In phase. and I pulled the trigger and flew on the air until I landed in his mouth. I didn't think I had a shot like that in me anymore. I did. I saw him kneel there with his mouth full of death, and that stupid look on his face. And his dick still in her.
Then what?
Nothing. I went to sleep. Next morning there were Maybells everywhere. The world was white, or what's left of it anyway. My last spring here. I knew the fascists would come to avenge their own. And so they did.
Mr. Dross, are you aware you're confessing to murder?
Yes.
Getting loads of skill points now. I don't need. There we have it.
And you were looking at Dan, the victim and a young woman, having sex through the scope of your rifle that night, before you shot him?
The lieutenant takes out his notebook slowly, very slowly.
The old man nods.
Why?
Because that's what they were doing.
I don't understand. Do you, detective? I don't understand this part.
Why were you looking at them that night?
I'm always looking.
Cocks his head to the side, then turns his eyes to the city. Another tremor passes his right side, lower in intensity.
Are you always looking through the scope of a rifle? I'm just trying to understand.
A rifle scope has the best magnification.
And if you don't like it?
You pull the trigger?
Yes. Think of it as a form of critique.
What specifically did you not like about what you saw the night of the murder?
Them fucking. I didn't like that.
Okay then.
Splat. A bloody spitball lands on the firewood.
You been looking at anything else you haven't liked?
A tragic comedy. Druggies, prostitutes, and rentiers.
A strange little engine seems to fire up in him again. It straightens his back.
More specifically?
Specifically, the whole city is a charnel house. Stripped clean and draped in neon. But Martinez is the worst.
How come?
Because of the racists. Everyone is a racist in Martinez. It's their favorite thing to do in the whole world. Listening to race-themed radio shows. In the ruins, in their lorries. Pumped full of steroids and Radio Revachol 92. Race this, race that. It's all sanctioned by that Social Democratic Union and the farce of a Social Democrat who runs it.
Mr. Clare?
Yes, the fly larva in his container. He let some nihilistic advertising yuppies erect a statue of Philippe III. A syphilitic murderer on the town square, to spit on the working class.
Let him finish. Don't interrupt.
Not since the serfs of ancient Pericarnassus has history produced a more inert social class than the Martinez proletariat. The rest of Revachol at least pretends to rebuild. These people still live in ruins. In tents, like animals. Like those boom-boom morons on the ice. A pity they didn't drown in that tent of theirs.
Keep shaking his head with sorrow for the sight he missed. Nod.
The worst of them is the blood-drenched Sucrion on her yacht, licking her lips. The old whore's gone now. Her gun-toting porcelain men are dead. So, actually, no. The worst is that old cock parading around in his uniform, throwing balls all day.
No.
It's not enough that the racists and liberals are dancing on our graves. The old loyalist ghouls still parade the ruins too. Every morning he's there, while the parasites he fought to protect are off in Ozon, or Quayamoran, or some other island they built their palaces on. feeding on drugs and having sex with their own children.
Say nothing.
That's all the rich really want. Sex with their own children. Throughout history, even the royal bloodline of the suzerain, it's all just an excuse for them to have sordid sex. At least that old cunt, Frisell, is now dead.
Just nod.
We did good when we pushed him under that horse car. If only, in the 30s, those disco whores.
What follows is ominous mumbling. You cannot make it out a single word.
The disco whores are too much. Hatred shuts down his brain's language center, leaving only a nonsensical sputter.
By the cock parading in his colourful uniform, you mean Rene?
Every fucking morning for 34 years. Throwing that ball. One ball against the other. I've always loathed that game. That is not a working class game. I don't care what they say on Radio June. Royalist ghouls played like it was life itself. Click, clack across the water each day. And that uniform, like a parrot plumage. I won't even mention that he's a traitor to his race. A Patank maniac race traitor.
Okay, well, let's back off before you get too agitated.
What is there to be agitated about? The unholy ghoul? I love it there. He reminds me of everything we fought for. At least we killed that Frisell and his kingsman.
Okay, let's get back on track. I'm glad we talked about this, but now...
It's all gone.
No, we're done. Josef Lilianovich Druss, you are under arrest for the murder of the colonel known as Lely.
What? But you said I would be taken to the...
The sum of all the erratic movements, fidgeting, and mood swings he's been exhibiting. The wind picks up. The silence on the water is broken all around you. Little shivers of waves appear. The lieutenant continues, like an incantation.
Your wayfarer rights have been suspended. Information provided to the officers on the scene will be used against you by the prosecution. You will be given legal counsel within 1 week and must face court in 44 days. Do you understand? Do you understand?
But...
Do you understand, sir?
No, I don't want to. I have to stay here.
He's not afraid of jail. He's afraid of something else, like parting from a loved one.
Your confirmation is not required, sir. Now on to the boat.
Oh, no chance. Does it have room for 3?
Not really. We could escort him to the pier, then either one of us can take him inland while the other stays here, but...
We've also got a fox and a bag of grain, and some other things to... We'll worry about that later.
There's something you're not getting here that he's realizing.
But what?
Who watches over him there while I come back for you?
Exactly. Maybe I can just ask that net picker to watch him? Can't do this. I mean, there's an argument saying may as well. 3%.
There it is again. To your north, as it has been since you came to the coast. The reeds whisper, stalks rubbing against each other. But then, in the middle of it...
I deserve that. What?
Something completely different. It sounds like a bow, very slowly being drawn against the strings of a violin. A very small violin, made of reeds and rushes.
Maybe there is room for 3 on the boat.
Shush, Kim. Do you hear that?
What?
What are you talking about? Is this... really us?
Your skin crawls.
What's happening? What is happening? that like a massive stick insect?
A delicate tangle of arms and legs unfolds from the reeds, limb by limb, to then just stand there, moving its scythe-like arms in ghostly silence.
A phasmid! It's so big! I thought they'd be tiny, and it exists. What is that?
What are you talking about?
The giant stick insect.
There's nothing there.
The stick insect is over 3 meters tall. It looks straight at you with its tiny pinprick eyes and its grotesquely small head. You feel your legs shaking under you and your gun hand move to your holster, but you don't have a gun.
There is, I see it.
Tell me what you see, damn it.
Kim, can you see it?
Pick out one small thing in the reed.
Kim, can you see it?
I can see it.
4 simple words, thank God. If he can see, then you're not insane.
This music is incredible.
It's really there, spinning slowly, in absolute silence, its limbs long and slender.
Be very, very careful.
The creature stands on long stilt-like legs, antennae hanging from its head like a woman's hair, white and curled at the tips. It is no more than 5 steps away from you.
I really want to go back and watch. I can't wait to go, when this is published, I can go back and watch and see if it was there all along, like kind of visible. I bet it was.
Reed-like tufts stick out of its joints. As the insect moves its forearms, it produces a faint hiss, like a reel-to-reel machine spinning after the tape breaks.
Approach carefully. Also, I got 3% a minute ago.
With your breath held, you take 2 small steps toward the phasmid. The creature lets out a series of ultrasonic clicks that swarm around your head like swallows. Like laughter, a sort of happiness. Sweat drips from your brow, soaking your chest. You reek of it, your chemicals. Hissing and clicking, it extends its mandible-like antennae to greet you. You're right below it now, looking up at the colossal chitin of its white limbs. The head of the creature is crowned by reeds, and its eyes are like small droplets of water.
Hello, I'm Harry. I don't really know who I am.
No reply. A total ancient silence comes from its mouth, along with what appears to be some kind of foam. The stridulations of its limbs continue all around you.
Stand on your tiptoes and look more closely.
You were right. Little bubbles form on the mouth parts of the creature, on its segmented lower lip. It looks to be foaming, slowly. The foam is white, then yellowish.
Kim, it's foaming.
Careful. It may be poisonous.
The foam slowly turns a darker shade, like burnt caramel, as the insect moves its mouth parts, masticating. The little bubbles begin to burst, one by one.
Tell me, what are you doing? I've got a high chance because I spoke to the hanged man. Do you remember that all that time ago? And I didn't give up on the phasmid. Let's have a chat.
I exist.
I exist too.
Tell me what it's like for you.
It's wonderbar.
Yes. Holy is the Lord of hosts, and all the earth is filled with his glory. Now, I will tell you what it's like for me. For me, it is a series of half-lit images. A kind of darkness, being intruded upon. Transient, dim, moist.
Is this a dream? What's happening?
No, you are awake. I am real. Light is forming me. This is real.
What exactly are you?
I am an unknown species of the order Phantasmadia, endemic to the Insulindian Insula. For the last 350 years, I have hidden in plain sight, masquerading as the reeds, molting, cloning myself, unfolding at night to play with trash bins and boys.
I can't believe this because I genuinely thought that Phasmid thing was just one of those random side stories. Random like little side missions just to keep me busy during the day when I couldn't do other stuff. And yet again, something that I thought didn't mean very much and that I could have chosen not to be involved in has ended up, well, it's being quite a key moment in what should be the climactic scene of the whole game.
It may have unknown, dangerous biochemical characteristics that help it maintain its camouflage.
No one unnoticed by the first settlers and the land surveyors of the suzerain. Also, by the soldiers of the revolution and officials of the occupation. Even the Seminese islanders who came here first, but did not stay, have not seen me. I have stayed hidden through 4 forms of government and 2 scientific revolutions, until I was accidentally discovered by a detective of the citizen militia in Revershaw, district of Martinez, March 51.
That's insane.
No, you are. The moral of our encounter is, I am a relatively medium life form, while it is you who are a total extreme madness. A volatile simian nerve system ominously new to the planet. The Pale too came with you. No one remembers it before you. The Nidarians do not. The radially symmetrics do not. There is an almost unanimous agreement between the birds and the plants that you are going to destroy us all.
Wait, what is the Pale? Interestingly, a couple of people have mentioned to me that I missed out on the Pale in my playthrough, so I don't know what that is. I think Barbarian Dude is going to explain it to me. In fact, you can see this comment here. Next episode will be the last one, by the way. I legit don't remember if you ever found out what Pale is during your playthrough. If you haven't, would you be interested in knowing? And I said, yeah, let me know, because I knew I was recording my final episode. So it's worth knowing, but maybe we'll get some info now.
It is a nervous shadow cast into the world by you, eating away at reality. A great, unnatural territory. Its advent coincides with the arrival of the human mind.
I don't have that kind of power.
You're a violent and irrepressible miracle.
Thank you.
The vacuum of cosmos and the stars burning in it are afraid of you. Given enough time, you will wipe us all out and replace us with nothing. Just by accident.
How?
We suspect it will be something like the oxygen holocaust that wiped out anaerobic life 2.6 billion years ago, when organisms first started breathing. Only much worse.
Instead of air, you exhale thoughts. There are no trees that eat thoughts.
Worse how?
Everything your eyes touch goes back there, behind the nerve mirror. What if you blink? Are we still here? Please don't blink. What if he misplaces us all one day, or just forget?
Blink.
Please, do not do that again.
But I want to blink and undo 12 billion years of matter expansion.
Simian Butcher. Soon, one of you will close your eyes and open them to see that none of this ever existed.
Kim, am I having a violent epileptic seizure?
It doesn't look like that, no.
What does it look like?
You're just staring at it.
Then I think I'm having a vision about the final fate of mankind.
Okay. Is it somehow related to the case?
The case? No, I won't say that. I've totally transcended the case. No. I told you what it's about. Our fate.
I think we should take the picture, and then you should back away from the unstudied species.
I think I have to say goodbye now. I've no more thoughts. That was all.
No, there is one more.
Of all the creatures I've met, you're the most beautiful.
Thank you. I also have one more thing to say to you before you go. That woman. Turn from the ruin. Turn and go forward. For freedom.
Dolores? What woman?
You cannot lie to me. Behind you, it smells of fires. So awfully far you were prepared to go in her presence. And it.
I will try.
She was hell on earth. It doesn't take a 3-meter stick insect to tell you that.
Raise your hand slowly.
The insect stops its stridulation, seeming to observe you. Below its crown of reeds, little pinprick eyes detect motion, glittering. The world stands still around you. No. Stop. Be afraid.
Raise the other hand too.
As you do, the invertebrate comes to life, its limbs moving independent of each other, as if each has a mind of its own. They are white, like stalks of porcelain, knitting above you, praying to you.
That's right. Pray.
Unwittingly, the insect continues its stridulations. As it moves, tuft-like structures still pretending to be plants rustle along on its joints. Perhaps it is preparing to eat its god.
Take the picture, Kim.
Okay.
There is no change in the insect's motion while it's being aimed by the camera. It remains fixated on you.
In 3. If it moves, you jump back. I'll shoot. Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
The shrill flash of the camera cuts the air like the blade of
Wow.
a sword. The phasmid freezes in its bright light. Head turned toward the lieutenant, hypnotized by the flash. It stands frozen before you.
Look at that! The art is so good! I could get a print of that. I'm going to have to get something Disco Elysium related, like some art somehow. Some printed. No, I'm getting texts. Nothing too urgent.
I got it.
You hear the lieutenant whisper as the creature's shape develops on photo paper in his hand, a polychrome ghost of white streaks against the reeds and the sky, and you as a shadow before it.
For all time.
Slowly reach out and touch the creature's whisker.
The antennae hang from a great height. With your hand shaking, you barely touch the tip of the left whisker. On contact, the chitin curls into a spiral, like the tip of a poison ivy. Its touch on your fingertip feels cold, ticklish. The sensation is electrifying, resounding through your body. It is surprisingly delicate, the curly end of the whisker, like a young vine. It's even a bit wet.
Be careful, detective. It's moving.
Look at your finger.
You were right. It glistens with some kind of moisture. The creature in front of you stays frozen.
This seems absolutely ridiculous thing to do. I'll probably die, or... But this... my instinct is to... I'm going to lick my finger.
It tastes like sugar, very faint. The anthropod towers above you, tufts of reeds pointing from limb and head alike.
I'm going to lick my finger again.
It tastes like...
And again.
It tastes
And
like...
again.
It tastes like...
Kim?
It tastes like...
Kim, you okay with
It
this?
tastes like sugar.
We got it.
Don't say it. Are you sure? This may be the only chance you get to touch it.
No, wait.
The arthropod towers
Pet
above
it.
you. The limb before you is incredibly light, like eggshell. It's much lighter than a reed. You feel a soft push.
Pull your hand away.
A sudden shiver passes the limb.
We got it.
Another shudder pulses through the creature's limbs. It jolts back to life, like a record continuing where it left off, in a swaying, praying motion. Even the small black pearls of its eyes do not stray from you.
Disengage slowly.
As you're turning away, the phasmid mirrors your movements, stepping on the water, the long limbs carrying its feather weight without breaking its surface.
Imagine all this while we've been stroking a giant stick insect. This man's probably done a runner. Way too distracted. Oh no, still there. That was something else. Bye.
Just like that, it's gone, skating away across the sea's calm mirror like a skipping stone, leaving nothing but circles on the water. And something under it, in the place it stood, bobbing there, among the reeds, a collection of items.
It's gone.
What's that in the reeds?
Looks like a nest of some sort. We should have a look.
What now?
What now?
In some kind of strange, semi-catatonic state.
Our suspect is not looking so good. We need to check on him.
Now, what's this stuff? Let's look at this stuff first. Ooh. Ooh. Helmet and a really nice scope. Should we have a quick look at this? Interesting. And where are we? Extract a motive, inspect the phasmid. Okay. Okay. Here we go. Let's wrap this up.
What is it? What do you want from me?
Something is very wrong with him now.
How could you not see the phasmid?
Mr. Dross?
The man does not respond. He keeps staring, black eyes glazed over and bulging from their sockets. His gap-toothed mouth shaking, like an addict of some terrible substance.
Snap your fingers under his nose.
A light shiver passes him, followed by nothing. His hands are trembling, and he breathes slowly.
He's going into some kind of psychomotor immobility. The good news is, this solves our transportation problem, doesn't it, Mr. Dross?
The trembling mouth appears to sigh.
Between this and the broken tire he's used for a boat, I think it's safe to leave him here, while we go and get help. It will need to be medical first, I'm afraid.
What's happened to this man? We found some things in the hang tight.
We should think about getting back to the mainland, to get help. He'll be safe here, if we don't take too long.
Now, I've got a bit of an issue in that we've been going for nearly an hour and 10, and I need to leave in the next 10 minutes. I sort of assumed this, maybe in the next 20 minutes at a push. But I thought we were going to finish up, but it might be that I need to extend to another episode. Or maybe I just cancel. I'm going swimming, but I've paid to go swimming at my local pool to do some lane swimming. But you lot you don't care about that, and nor should you. I just don't think I'm going to be able to finish this in one episode. And I want to respect it, right? I don't want to just be like skipping through just so I can leave and finish.
The skiff is swaying on the waves.
We are done here.
The skiff rocks gently under your weight as you get in. The ride back is uneventful and quiet. Two men and a woman stand on the concrete square of a nameless village, looking at a small yellow boat as it draws closer. The sea is calm. You reach the jetty and climb out of the skiff.
I don't know what I'm doing here. Harry, we're here because we're worried.
Look what the tide brought him.
Says the man without sunglasses. Suddenly his expression changes as he tilts his head.
Harry, you're bleeding all over the place. You're half dead.
Can you see him under my camera? No. Oh no, sorry, you can. Sorry, it's very small and he's similar colour to the wood. You can see.
Whatever this is, it is completely unimportant compared to what you've just seen.
Not going to talk about the phasmid. No one else seems to be bothered about the bleeding.
Bothered by it? Harry, you look like you need a fucking organ transplant. Oh, fuck it. Let's not get into that.
Who are you people?
Hello, I'm Trent Heidelstein. I believe we've met on several occasions.
Hello.
I'm your goddamn partner, Jean Vicomar.
I know.
And this is your special task force. Or what's left of it. Special Consultant Trond Heidelstam, Patrol Officer Judith Minot.
Hi.
Hi.
We've come to scrape what's left of you off the pavement.
Lieutenant Kim Kitsuragi, Precinct 57. We've just come from the island, where our investigation led us. We might need your help with something later.
As if he recalled that he's in fact a decorated police lieutenant and not a naughty boy.
But this is clearly a departmental matter, so I'm going to leave you to discuss it among yourselves.
No, Kim. You've got to have my back. Let's destroy them.
It's good to meet you, Lieutenant Kitsuhagi.
Letting the lieutenant know he shouldn't feel embarrassed over the shitstorm that's about to befall you.
What is all this about?
Ari, we want to help you. Trond, I believe this is where you come in?
I don't quite know what I'm doing here. I was asked to participate as an expert. I think I need to manage your expectations a little. I'm at best an enthusiast in cognitive science. My background is in something else entirely. I engage in neurology on a merely theoretical level. In fact, I should probably get going.
No, Trent, it's too late. You're part of this shit now. What have you got to say for yourself, shit kid?
Shit, kid.
What does he have to say for himself? He left you to catch the bullets.
Duped again. No, how do you know I was here?
The cafeteria manager you fucked over told us where you went.
Okay, God told you.
And people on the street helped us too, with your whereabouts.
You're a legend among the drunks, Harry.
Thank you.
A legendary local drunk.
Where have you been all this time? There was a mercenary tribunal.
God damn it, Harry.
He shifts his weight, crosses his arms, and looks you in the eye.
You told us to fuck off. You said we're cramping your style. Your detective god. Fuck everything. All we burn. Detect or die.
Wait, so you let me face a squad of trained killers alone just to teach me a lesson?
It wasn't like that.
Fuck you, Harry. We didn't know there was gonna be a tribunal, did we?
Why didn't you detect or die then?
Oh, you think it was cool you saying that? Aesthetic somehow? You were crying when we got here. Breaking things. You said we were going into the abyss. None of us wanted to see the abyss. So we fucked off. Like you told us to.
You mentioned a task force.
Yeah. Major Crimes Unit. Under Lieutenant Dubois and Vicomar. Ring any bells?
Refresh my memory. Who else is in this?
Refresh your memory? It's a goddamn Major Crimes Unit. There's you, me, Jude, Trond fucking Heidelstown, and Guillaume Bevy.
He stares at you.
I'm technically just a civilian advisor.
Oh, fuck you. You're part of this shit show.
Okay, but first, who's Guillaume Bevy?
Oh, that's an interesting story, actually. Guillaume Bevy is a police reporter who joined our team. He was really good. Then he left because he lost faith in your ability to lead the unit. Other people have left too. Good, smart people. People we won't get back. Only me and this really patient patrol officer are still here. And Tron because I'm forcing him to stay.
Okay, so what does the unit do?
Do? It's a major crimes unit. We clear the desk of cases so Precinct 41 doesn't look like the worst station in town. We are shit tier now, Harry. Because of you.
The 41st isn't...
None of this is ringing any bells.
The bells aren't ringing because you have brain damage. Trond, this is where you come in. How bad is it?
Well, he doesn't have visible tremors, he talks without slurring, he can drive a boat, he's standing, reasoning. All good signs, but complete retrograde amnesia, episodic and semantic.
Meaning, you forgot both who you are and the definitions of money, e-solar, pal, and so on.
As displayed in the station call, our interactions with him, and I don't want to be a snitch, but also mine with him before when Harry did not seem to know who I was. It's all very interesting.
Interesting?
Yes, interesting. I have my theories, but I would like to hear Harry's thoughts first. Harry, what do you think happened to you? Neurologically, psychologically, and Why not socioeconomically?
Something so sad happened to me that I couldn't be me anymore. It was a defense mechanism.
Psychotraumatic amnesia, Trant? I can go for that. Shit kid is a broken man. Always has been. Who isn't? I know I am. But you know what? I keep my shit together. Also, I know a person can't wipe their own mind, however traumatic it gets. That doesn't happen. You're lying, or insane, or both.
But Detective Vigmer, he has blanked out before.
I have?
Yes, a couple of times. After some of the more serious benders. One was after the two drunks case, the other when we looked into that mural.
Interesting. So at first he dipped his toes into it, prepared. That's where he would have gotten the idea, yes. Practice. And then he used alcohol to get there, so to speak.
What do you mean?
Well, here's my theory. What if this is an absolutely normal reaction to the world we're living in? What if this is not a significant anomaly at all? Something to be explained, approached as a defect? Look at the sensory input here. Look at the ruins, the neon. Listen to the radio, the multitudes, the people. Live here for 40 years. As a police detective, he's like a magnetic reader on the world tape, to borrow a known metaphor. Harry's been pushed flat against it. Total input. Hardwired to the free market. He just needed for it to end.
Okay, Trent, thank you. That's absolutely meaningless. I'm glad we brought you. Will he or will he not be able to work in the major crimes unit? Is he a cretin now? I want to know that.
He's not a cretin, and he is able to do work. If not in his previous leadership role, then as a line detective.
Leadership, now.
Fuck all of you. I don't want to be in your unit.
No, Harry. Fuck you. You already fucked us. I've already explained this shit to Price twice. To Berdyayeva 4 times. I'm your partner. I answer for you when you're not there.
When you clocked out, I became responsible for your cases and your special task force.
What now?
Now nothing. Now we're just going to stand here.
Just stand there.
Yeah. Just stand there. It's cool.
Really?
No. Now we discuss that. What the fuck did you do to a motor carriage? Why is it there, Harry?
Hold on. In the ocean?
Yes, in the ocean, under the sea. Our work vehicle, with fish and clams and other sea shit.
Thought the killer was underwater and he wasn't.
Ha ha ha. Ho ho ho. Underwater killer. So funny, Harry. Thank you for fucking me. Thank you for destroying 45,000 real of police property that's coming out of my payslip. You know that, right? You're gonna get fired, and I'm gonna pay till I die. It doesn't matter. Your badge, Harry. Show me your badge.
I got my badge right here.
In a rush to demonstrate your badge, your eager fingers can't sustain a grip on the smooth plastic, and the badge slips out of your hand.
Try and catch it. Oh.
You juggle the badge for a
Embarrassing.
second, unsuccessfully, and it lands on the ground. Ouch! You strained your elbow.
He found it.
Oops.
He found it, Jean. It's his badge.
Yeah, found it.
And your gun?
As if having your badge and gun are natural states, not achievements.
No, I can't say I upgraded it because that's gun.
Yeah, gun.
I'm on it.
But you haven't. Because you're drunk. You lost your gun, and you're drunk. You're a drunk, gunless bum.
Yes.
I can smell it.
Yeah, I'm drunk. I'm also on drugs.
Who are you posing for, huh? I suspect a skate, Harry. Glacier something. Because you were too high to assess a flight risk.
We've read the reports. Lieutenant Kitsuhagi's. We know.
That's just a small detail in a huge case you know nothing about.
Sure, if it's part of your master plan. Let's not even get into the other suspect who also escaped. Another detail? Or the fact that you're Everclear's little peony now, doing I don't know what for him. That's small-time stuff. That's nothing. That's a humorous anecdote. Compared to the 8 people who were gunned down. The streets are literally red with blood, Harry. It was fucking mass murder.
He did everything he could. We did everything we could. The company hired unvetted mercenaries. Lieutenant Dubois got between them and the locals.
Here comes the cavalry.
He did so at considerable risk to his own life. He was shot, not once, but twice. We stopped an execution, not a negotiation. The loss of life was minimal compared to what it could have been.
I also saved the case. It's solved. All of it.
Detective, it's better if I do that.
Oh.
It's so much better if he does
Oh,
this.
okay.
Thank you for the input, Lieutenant Kitsuragi. I didn't mean to suggest you didn't handle the situation.
He thinks of apologizing, but decides against.
You've spent the week with him on this case. What is your take?
On the case?
On Lieutenant Geoffrey Dubois.
Well, the drinking, the lost gun, also losing his badge, that's all true. And he's been drinking on the job.
The man sighs deeply.
But
Then there's the apocalypse thing. At first I thought it was a joke, but it's not. He actually thinks the world is about to end, in a bloodletting or gloaming. We're about to become vapor, even. It's odd, especially in light of his political views. Detective Dubois is, as you may know, a hustler. He recently commissioned a monument to his own grind in the middle of the roundabout, which is just...
yeah, when you hear it all laid out like this,
Other still, he is also a full-blown fascist, an ultra-nationalist, woman-hater, and more than a little racist, which I guess goes well with the grind. I do not know, but he is vocal about both beliefs.
well,
And then there's the motor carriage in the sea, and the drugs, of course. Amphetamine, mostly. But despite all this, he is a great detective. One of the best I have seen, in fact.
yes.
He can talk human beings into telling him anything, and he doesn't stop. In all the time I've spent with him, he has not once stopped working on the case. He is tireless, madly driven.
All the time I haven't spent with you, I've been working on the case too, Kim, because I did a lot without you, which was probably a mistake in the long run, but yeah.
And he solved it, near perfectly. In 1 week we have a confession, a murder weapon, and the perpetrator. Locked on the island right now, awaiting transportation. He apprehended a straggler who stayed hidden for 50 years, ever since the revolution, who's probably committed other murders over those years. Oh, and he also discovered a new species,
Yeah, there is that as well.
A new species?
a colossal stick insect. It was on the island, camouflaged as a reed. It unfolded from the reeds. I think we may be dealing with the Insulindian phasmid.
Well, you know.
He takes out the photo of the phasmid and shows it to the officers across the yard.
As you can see, it's about 3 meters tall. In fact, we think it may be the largest land invertebrate ever discovered.
Boom shakalaka, motherfucker.
Fucking hell is that? Is this somehow connected to the case?
The killer did not seem to be aware of the phasmid's presence. Exhibiting a strange, atypical dementia, he fell into a stupor after its appearance. He
Boom.
became near catatonic.
Boom.
Yes, but also...
Yeah, the phasmid may have contributed to his mental state in some way over the years.
So it is connected.
I must say, this is absolutely extraordinary. I don't even have words for it.
Yes. It really does make it hard to fire the drunk.
This is a very, very sad man who has just seen something that's made him forget his sadness. Now you make your case. Now is the time. Now or never.
The killer. We've got a strong motive for him.
Lilianovich. A revolutionary matronym.
I don't have time for this. Straight to the motive,
Of
please.
course, excuse me, I just thought it was noteworthy.
He killed the mercenary, hoping to start a war between... Actually, I'm not sure if I have a motive. Add another thing. Yeah.
And it worked? He got a war going?
Yes, until we stopped it. He saw the mercenary as an ennemi combattant. There's plenty for prosecution to pick from, as far as motive is concerned.
Can you tell I've abandoned going swimming? I might still go, but we've put too much into this to rush it. Or quit.
Also, we have a sniper's nest with full view of the room in which the mercenary died, right on the island. and 2 officers on the scene that Mr. Dross confessed to.
It's a clean win.
It's way more than that.
It's my masterpiece. I'll teach this in cop school.
Masterpiece. Get over yourself, Harry. I can still smell the booze on the wind.
Okay.
Chin up. Keep focusing on the positives here.
So what do you say? Want to take this hot shit back?
I don't want to, but you discovered a new species and solved the murder. So I have to. Jude?
Honestly, anything that ends this trial is okay with me.
Agreed. The public relations potential of this is too valuable to let go.
Okay. We have vehicles in the square, and the perpetrator needs to be taken into custody. Let's go.
Now you will finally get to know who you are.
Wait, I have a few questions before we go about who I
The man
am.
looks westward, impatiently.
Who am I?
Who are you? You're, well,
God, sorry.
Obviously you're not a gym teacher anymore.
You're a gym
but
teacher. But before?
Before you were a cop, you were a gym teacher in Coron. It's getting really cold outside. Should we maybe...
That does explain a lot.
Harry, it explains everything. The running around, the jumping, the bicep girth, your inexplicable facial hair.
The collection of found sportswear I've amassed.
Some of your more old-school social views. A lot of your interaction with Kuno.
Also, this guy. Just everything about this guy.
Okay, I see
I
now.
knew it. I knew no normal human being can run like that. He's an honest-to-God gym teacher.
Am I a dirty cop working for La Puta Madre?
No.
Okay then.
Talks concluded?
The Phasmid, I'd need to tell Lena about it.
Who is Lena?
She lives at 1113 Tabernacle Road in Jamrock. Remember?
A cryptozoologist. She lives in the Jamrock on the Tabernacle Road. She told me about the Phasmid.
Tabernacle? It's on the way over. Near where you live on Perdition.
Fine. If we're gonna drop you off anyway.
Yes.
She and her husband were conducting the search for the Phasmid. It's their discovery, in part. They should know as soon as possible. It would do you good to deliver some positive news for a change.
She is going to be over the moon.
Kim, what will you do now?
Well, first I will go back to my station and write the most detailed report anyone has ever seen. It will have to be good to cover all these. Then I will have a serious talk with my captain.
About what?
Detective, we just stopped a small-scale war. Something is happening to Revachol.
Pulls up his collar and looks around, the cold spring light reflected in the lenses of his glasses.
I don't know what yet, but it's going to be a hard spring for the RCM. We need to get ready, infiltrate, investigate.
Want to do that at Station 41?
Talk to Captain Price? I'd rather not ruffle the feathers of 2 captains with my doom-mongering.
Oh, I meant investigate. Come work in Precinct 41.
Work with Price? I'm flattered, but I don't know if I...
Would fit in. And crazy enough. Can take the stress. This truly came as a surprise to him. Not a bad one.
Flattered? You're Lieutenant Kitsuragi. We would be flattered if you even considered.
I would have to tie things up in GRIH first. But, I mean, whatever is coming, Jamrock will be more central to it than the harbor.
And we also have a huge caseload, Lieutenant. Piles that we need to get back to. Mountains, even.
I do like the sound of that.
Yes, we just recruited Kim. 17.8% of players have this achievement.
He's really considering it.
Why am I like this?
It's not a mystery. Some chick fucked you over.
Okay.
Also, you were drunk.
Okay.
You really went with it too. Really maximized the damage.
Some chick. Who is it?
Dora something.
Knew it.
Dora England. Yeah, you mentioned
Well,
the name.
not knew it. It's not obvious. That's not an achievement that I knew it. We basically got showed that.
Not Dora Dubois.
So we weren't even married.
No one is married anymore. This is Revachol.
I've heard enough.
So have I. You bitterly dropped Dearest Dora and really tore me a new one twice a week, I think. It comes up.
The special consultant glances at his wristwatch.
Okay, I'm ready.
Good.
Fuck it, let's go. Tron brought his motor carriage. It's a 20-minute drive to Jamrock.
The great district hums in the falling rain. A chessboard of wooden houses, 80,000 living souls, fire traps as far as the eye can see. From Main Street to Grand Couronne, from Precinct 41 to Boogie Street, forking into the rain-swept horizon. You close your eyes and hear the dogs bark. A lone woman sits by a factory window, dreaming of meteorite strikes. On Rue de Saint-Jérôme, a square bullet slides into a square-shaped chamber. In Old South, a man without eyelids smiles. Spring has come. It's time. Dawson? Yes. McLean? Yes. Heidelstein? No. Vicmair? Yes. Dubois? Of course. Really? Nick Gottlieb looks up from the list. I hear he's quite unstable. You say that like it's a bad thing. Captain Ptolemy Price points his pen at the doctor. It's dim in his office, and the curtains are drawn. Harry's our man. He'll pull through, and when he does, he'll side with Revachol. Understood. Gottlieb returns to the list. Minnow? Of course.
Wonderful. Then can we please just go back to Jamrock now?
Me and Kim gonna work together forever now. Look at my final outfit. Please, I'm looking smart with a bow tie. There we go. Wow. Right, we'll just let the credits play here, I think. If we go here, are they too small? No, people can still see them, right? Got to keep the credits going. If you go full screen, then at least you'll be able to read them. I actually feel like I need a load of time to process all that properly. I'm not going to be able to process that and like give a summary. I thought there might be a little bit more there at the end with other stuff that might happen, as in like more into the aftermath. But that's very cool. And I've just realised I've had my blind open for the whole time, so the lighting's been a bit different in here. But that doesn't really matter, and I shouldn't get distracted by stuff like that. What a game. I wasn't sure about this, as many of you will have realised as I was playing along the whole process of this game. When I first started, I was excited to do an RPG for the first time. Some of you might not remember, but this is the first RPG I've ever played. And I was enjoying it, and then there was a bit where I was like getting a bit disillusioned, and lots of it was taking ages, and I was getting blocked, and I wasn't sure about it. But what kept me playing was, one, all the comments and all the people who are watching, and I was getting loads of views, like by far the most views I've ever had in any of my YouTube videos. And two, and mainly, there's bits of this game that just really clinged, like got their teeth into me, got their hooks into me. Kim. The music, the sound design, the graphics and the art style and everything like that. The voice acting's amazing. The music all by British Sea Power, of course. I've forgotten that. Astonishing work from British Sea Power, and there's a whole album of it on Spotify, which I'm going to be checking out. We're going to load it up. Ooh, it's quite loud now, isn't it? Might turn the game down a bit. Yeah, the cast of characters. So many amazing characters throughout, and just so much to enjoy. Measurehead, Clashie, the racist lorry driver, Cindy the Skull, I loved. So many great people. Probably loads that I didn't even meet as well. The smoker on the balcony, Titus, the amount of chats we had with Titus. Yeah, it's got me excited. It's got me really excited to see what everybody thinks of the final episode, and to come back to RPGs. If you've got any recommendations of games that I should play after this, not necessarily by the same devs, not necessarily with the same sort of storyline, or basically an RPG that you think might be well suited to me, then let me know. I'm probably going to take a few weeks off doing anything YouTube exclusive. Enjoy the fact that I've got a bit more free time and spend the time to do some reading about this game and maybe watch some other playthroughs. If there are any playthroughs that you'd recommend me watch, then let me know in the comments as well. Any theories or big things that you've been wanting to spoil but have held back, then feel free to let me know. Tell me anything you want about the game, I don't mind. And then yeah, maybe in a few weeks' time I'll be back with another playthrough. Thank you, everybody. I kind of want to show respect to the game and let this play all the way through, but I've got a feeling it might take ages, and I really could do with going. I think I could go swimming now if I leave right now. Have we got any more? You think we might be near the end? What do you reckon? I think for the good of the video, we're just going to end it. Thank you very much to everybody, and shout out to Llama, to Pete, to Sparkle Muffin, 3 people who I know through Twitch who have definitely watched all the way through, and to people like Sorry Sword, Barbarian Dude, other people who Dan Wheatley. Sorry, is this a bit much? Should I just end the video? But loads of people, Cade, who I think's watched all the way through as well. Loads of people who've commented on loads of these videos. Human Wreckage, Manuel Violetta, loads of lovely, helpful stuff. Anyway, I'm always available on Twitch, Monday nights, Tuesday afternoons, and Friday afternoons. Twitch.tv/ad_ad_ad. Sorry this hasn't been a more snappy summary of what my experience has been with Disco Elysium. But like I said, there's a lot to think about. It's a very layered game with loads of depth, and I'm excited to get into the lore of it and read up about it and not worry about spoilers now I've actually completed it. I completed the game and I played it for 42.5 hours, 32 episodes. Thank you, everybody. I'll see you again soon for another game. See you later.